A teacher, a coach, a predator, an investigation revealing the making of a monster and the staggering number of children he preyed on.
I know I'm not the only one.
It just makes my blood boil.
These two young men were not even teenagers when they say they were targeted by Aaron Germstead. He was their PE teacher and basketball coach at Excel Academy in Brooklyn Park, a charter school where Germstead worked for more than a decade.
How often would he have kids over at his house?
During basketball season, every weekend. I probably went almost every weekend.
Germstead is now serving 12 years in prison for sexually abusing 4 young boys during sleepovers at his home. This young man is one of Germstead's first known victims.
I was about to sleep on the floor in the room, and then he was like, "You can come up here." And I'm just thinking like, "Oh, this is my coach." Then I opened my eyes in the middle of my sleep, and my hand was on his private part.
The boy reported what happened back in 2015 to a staff member at Excel Academy, who then alerted his mom.
I was angry, hurt, confused.
Police investigated, but Germstead was not charged at the time. He then left Excel Academy after the school chose not to renew his teaching contract. But the Fox 9 investigators found Germstead kept his teaching license. And while the school did report him to police, court records show no evidence they ever reported him to the state's teaching board.
It's been kind of like pushed under the rug or dismissed.
The next year, Germstead was hired at another charter school in Minneapolis, a school now known as Harvest Best Academy. And Germstead would go on to abuse even more children.
Germstead targeted a particular group of kids. Underprivileged, young, black kids.
Attorney Jeff Anderson has handled some of the most high-profile sexual abuse cases in the country, including against the Catholic Church and the Boy Scouts. He now represents many of the victims targeted by Germstead.
Well, he is one of the most prolific offenders I've ever encountered in 4 decades.
But we didn't fully understand the scope of Germstead's crimes until now.
So yeah, I just found out.
This young man tells us he only found out he was a victim after law enforcement recently showed up at his family's home.
I cried at first out of anger.
This search warrant obtained by the Fox 9 investigators reveals Germstead was found with a catalog of videos, all showing children police believe he abused.
He videotaped dozens and dozens of them in his home as he violated them.
The warrant reveals the videos were highly organized and labeled with the initials of child victims. In total, there were 127 different sets of initials.
It's staggering.
They told me that one of my children was in those tapes and videos.
The first time we talked about it, all she showed me was 2 pictures of me in his bathroom. And then I cried. I'm like, that's sick. He could have done so much more to me. And then after saying that, she showed me the video she showed me.
Which was worse?
Yeah.
He took my child to his house without telling me, without my permission, without me knowing. He just took my son to his house.
I do think I was drugged. Yeah, every time we took a shower, he'd give us a shower snack. That's what he called it. You got in the shower, you got a shower snack, and I don't know, a water bottle, a juice box, whatever, a cup of juice. And maybe 30 minutes, an hour later, we'd all go to sleep.
He just completely destroyed all of those families. He is a monster in what he did.
Now, a massive investigation is underway as authorities follow Germstead's path of abuse to identify dozens of new victims they believe were recorded and abused.
He needs to be brought to justice.
Authorities believe those video recordings date back to as early as 2013. And to better understand this making of a monster, we built an interactive timeline of Aaron Germstead. You can explore all of the major milestones of this investigation and the missteps the schools made that allowed him to keep teaching for years. You can find it right now on fox9.com and on your phone on the Fox local app. For the Fox 9 investigators, I'm Nathan O'Neill.